Hello everyone, how are you guys all doing today? My name is Mirko and welcome back to another brand new Apex Legends video. So in today's video we're going to be speaking about how to deal with third partying in this game. We've just received the new ranked modes in season 2, so there's going to be a lot of third partying and I'm going to be talking to you guys about how you can deal with them sort of situations. As always, if you go ahead and enjoy the video, be sure you're dropping a big like down below, and I'd just like to say the gameplay you're seeing in the background is actually on the PS4. This was my first session on the PS4 in about 2 months. If you guys don't know, I've recently been playing on PC with a controller and only today I switched over to PS4. That's why I'm still in bronze rank. There was no way I was continuing ranked mode on PC because, as I'm sure most of you guys are aware, the disadvantage is already huge, and going against good players every game that are on keyboard and mouse, that was a definite no-no for me. So I'm back on PS4 where I belong. So as I'm sure most of you guys are aware, third partying is absolutely huge in this game. Whether you're getting third partied or doing the third partying yourself, without a doubt every game you go into there's always going to be third partying. It's impossible to 100% avoid being third partied in this game. It's never going to happen because the gunshots are so loud in this game. Unless they release a suppressor or a silencer attachment for your weapons, we're still going to be having to put up with this problem. But I'm going to talk to you guys now about how you can avoid it or deal with it if it does happen to you. So first I want to talk to you guys about the distance in which you and the other team are engaging, and then I want to talk about the duration of the fight and how long the fight is actually lasted, because that's also very crucial. So when we talk about the distance of the fight, before actually going into a gunfight with another team, you want to analyse the distance you are with the other team, and that will sort of give you a rough estimate on how long the gunfight is actually going to take. So I usually solo queue in this game, and for some reason my teammates love popping shots off at long range to other teams that aren't doing any sort of harm to us at all. They can't even see us, but my teammates have got a very bad habit of trying to engage at long range. Guys, engaging at long range is almost pointless in this game because, number one, if you do pull a miracle and down someone from long range, which is very unlikely in this game because the health is so high and the guns have so much recoil, enemies will just get to cover as soon as possible when they're dealing a lot of damage. But if you do manage to down someone, they're going to be revived by the time you get there because you're shooting at long range. And secondly, other people around the map are going to hear your gunshots and they're only going to be going to your position, not the other team's position. The best thing to do in this situation is to try and close the gap, get to a medium range distance and then start engaging, because really you're only going to be revealing your position and you're going to be getting third partied. Now if this is vice versa and enemies are shooting you from long range, this is actually really good for you. If you've got a headset, you can tell your teammates not to shoot back because they're going to be revealing their position, and when multiple teams hear gunshots they're going to be going to that location, and once that team does start going in with another team, you could be the one that actually third parties them and you can completely change the whole game. This is what I usually do. Some teams are going to be at really close distance, some teams are going to come in from a longer range distance, but there's always going to be a few teams going to that area of action. So this is the important part, the part where you're actually engaging with another team. Now what you want to do is you want to try and finish the job as soon as possible. The longer you're taking in that gunfight with the other team, the more time you are giving for other teams to approach you. So if you feel like the gunfight is dragging a little bit and your team are not able to finish the job, I would back out, retreat and just try again later. You don't have to physically continue the gunfight. Instead you can wait for a better opportunity later on in the game. So what if the third partying happens whilst you're still engaging with another team very early on? Well, this is actually really simple and I've actually adjusted to this, and the big tip I can give you guys here is to reposition and disengage from both teams completely. Use your Legends abilities to disengage completely from both teams, and once you've repositioned you can then re-engage, and by the time you've re-engaged in the gunfight, them two teams will have been going against each other and you can be the one that yet again comes in and third parties. Repositioning is absolutely crucial in this game when you're getting third partied at a very early stage in the gunfight, and if you don't reposition you're probably going to end up going down eventually, purely because there is too much going on, you're overwhelmed with information and you're going to be getting quite a few people aiming at you and trying to shoot at you at the same time. No matter where you are positioned on the map, even if you're in a very small area, there is always an opportunity to reposition and back out, and the best time to reposition is when the third team come into into the mix. If we take a look at this example here, as you guys can see, someone from south is shooting down at me with a triple take. I know not to challenge him because I haven't got a sniper and he's overall got the advantage purely for gun choice, but someone comes from east as well. So there's a team at south and a team from east that are both trying to shoot at me. So I'm clearly getting third partied here, and this cover next to me is the only thing that's stopping me from going down. If I move slightly to the right, the person from south is going to shoot me, and if I move slightly to the left, the person from east is aiming straight down me, ready to shoot me. So in this situation, it's best to reposition. So I repositioned and I backed away from the gunfight, and as you guys can see, them two teams are now going at it, and if I would have stayed in that previous position, I would have 100% gone down trying to challenge them two teams. So overall, I managed to keep myself alive and put myself in a better position. Even if you're getting heavily third partied and people are constantly shooting at you, you can take cover at your closest place and give yourself about 3 to 4 seconds thinking time on your next move where you're going to reposition. Now this next tip might seem like a really simple tip, but even some really good players just forget to do it at times. After you've finished engaging with another team, you want to make sure you're looting their boxes as soon as possible, but you also want to make sure that your Legend's tactical ability is ready for use in case another team does third party you. So for example, if you're using Wraith, you want to make sure her tactical is ready so you are prepared if you start getting shot out of nowhere, and whilst you use Wraith's ability you can reposition. That's the same with Pathfinder. If you're getting shot and you don't know where you're getting shot from, you can use Pathfinder's grapple, Octane's stim. You guys get the drill. You want to make sure your abilities are ready for use just after you've killed another team and you're looting their boxes, because the chances are another team are just coming right round the corner and you want to make sure you're prepared for another gunfight. So I hope you guys learn from these tips and take these tips on board. I know a lot of people have actually requested a video on how to avoid being third partied, but guys, in all honesty, you can't avoid it 100%. Unfortunately, you're just going to have to deal with it, and you know, you can learn to master being third partied, but you definitely can't avoid it in this game. As I said, unless they add a silencer attachment to weapons, which I think is something we could possibly see very soon. I wouldn't be surprised if they add a silencer within the next few weeks or so. But yeah, anyway, thank you all for watching this Apex Legends video. If you guys did enjoy this video and you learned something new, be sure you're dropping a like down below, and if you're new to the channel, be sure you're subscribing, all of that good stuff. Thank you all for watching this video. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll catch all of you guys out in another brand new Apex Legends video.